Okay, so if you're familiar with my channel at all, you probably know that I've had some problems with AI generated content in the past. Okay, not even problems, more like beef, a little bit. As a real live copywriter, the idea of AI generated copy makes me a little bit uncomfortable. It also hurts my feelings a little bit because I like to think I'm special, like most people do. And what I found in testing a couple of those AI tools that promise those huge results is that they don't really live up to the hype. Lots of continuity errors, lots of just information sourcing errors, and in general, just pulling things together that don't make any sense. So I do have a little bit of a turnaround here in that I found this AI content project that I'm genuinely really excited about. Let's dive in. Hey, I'm Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome for the very first time. All around, welcome. I'm Carrieblogger, a career freelancer on Fiverr.com, where I've been selling as a Fiverr Pro verified copywriter for about the past 9 years. And in today's Freelance Friday video, I am testing and editing the early stages of this very unique AI generated content project called Munch. The thing that I am most excited about by Munch is that it's not just AI sourcing content from the nether regions of the internet. It's not just creating stuff out of nothing, it's repurposing the content that creators are already producing. So Munch is still in its early stages, and I'm kind of providing some feedback for them in terms of getting their content to be at a level that I, as a writer, would be happy with, would really feel works. So what we're gonna do today is edit this blog post that was generated from a video that I put together. And hopefully along the way, I'll give you some helpful tips on writing a more cohesive blog post, writing with better conversational syntax, just general writing stuff like that. But before we get into that, we have to announce this week's Blogger of the Week. And if you would like to be the Blogger of the Week, just like Kelsey T, all you have to do is drop a comment down below and you might get picked. So right out of the gate, they changed my title, which I don't like. Okay, you've probably got questions if you're a new copywriter, a new logo designer, an emerging voiceover artist, or a skilled graphic designer looking to build an online business and start selling as a freelancer on Fiverr. The other thing is I haven't watched this video in forever. I don't even know what I said in the video, to be honest. So let's flip this all around because I don't like that. Let's define the audience first. Oops. Oh, there's not autocorrect in this editor, and that's gonna be annoying because I do not type very effectively. If you're looking to build an online business and start selling as a freelancer on Fiverr, you've probably got questions. Do they have hotkeys for this? Nope, can't make this. So the editor's already driving me crazy. I might pull this out and just do it in Word. So I just realized that my screen capture through OBS stopped working after like 7 minutes, and it just made a blank black screen for the whole hour that I was doing this. And of course I didn't save the Word document that I was doing this with because it wasn't ever going to be used for anything. Of course, Carrie, that was a smart idea. The rest of this video is pretty much a mess, but new baby, don't have time to redo it, don't really care to redo it. Bear with me. If you like me, keep watching, just give me some grace. And if you don't like me, I guess you can leave, and that's okay. No hard feelings. So basically what this blog currently lacks, it doesn't tell you what the blog's going to be about. We need to define the audience of who is watching it, problem, solution, tied together in a cohesive little opener. I'm Carrieblogger, a Fiverr Pro and top-rated seller with years of experience successfully selling and earning. I don't want to say seller and selling. That's repetitive to me and I don't like that. And then years of experience every year. Hate that. This beginner's guide and newsletter tutorial provides quick, easy answers to empower your freelance career. Now this actually is like an intro, something that like gets you engaged more than just diving in. $5 offers are no longer the deal on Fiverr. The deal, this headline really doesn't do anything for me. It's really lackluster. I also just don't think I said this. I feel like it's weird because the stuff that I'm reading in here that I'm like disappointed with is not something I ever think I would have said. So I don't know like how this got pulled out. So we want to just be more like action driven. So charge what you're worth. Fiverr isn't just for $5. When I started in 2013, come on, AI can do grammar better. So I'm trying to clean up this list so that it flows better. The way that they had it technically before was okay, but I wanted to have the verb of showcase a strong portfolio versus a portfolio that you can showcase. And in doing so, by putting that verb in there, then we all of a sudden mixed up the ordering of our list. So I have to change that. In fact, if you have off-platform experience with verifiable credibility and can showcase a strong portfolio with tangible skills, there we go. We got rid of the list because in this case, the 3 items I was listing out didn't fit the same format. As a new seller, you can have up to 7 gigs. This section doesn't match. We were just talking about price. If the next section really is explaining what a gig is, then we need to chuck it down here because we haven't talked about what a gig is yet. And again, I haven't watched the video in a long time. Maybe I didn't go into this, but I feel like I did. We need to explain why you shouldn't just charge $5. I mean, I said I don't recommend it, but let's add a little beef here, you know? Fiverr forum trolls commonly suggest that the only way to break out on the platform is by undervaluing your services with bare bones prices. I have personally seen a positive correlation between the prices that I charge and the buyer relationships that I'm able to build. I explain this a lot on my channel, and I really feel like I dove into this. So that's what this is missing. This section didn't say anything except don't charge $5. But if you're gonna take my advice, you need to know why. If you're gonna trust my professional opinion, I should be telling you a little bit more of the psychology behind it, my experience, what I've seen, why it works, why it doesn't. So that's what was missing, and that's what is needed if we're gonna make this a blog post you would want to continue reading. This is a little problem, this punctuation. And again, explaining what a gig isn't really a header that has any emotional impact. Defining your services with a gig. That's still not my best headline ever, but we're moving on. You as the author don't want to assume that they've read something ahead and have to pull from that information. If you said, I've used that word a lot, and someone was just scrolling and just jumped onto that sentence, they don't know what that word is. So we definitely need to include that here. Otherwise, you're just dropping them into nothing and they have no idea what their reference is. See here, again, they must have chalked out a ton of stuff I said. Obviously, the video is kind of long. I understand that it gets trimmed, but this is so it's a big leap. People come to Fiverr and use the search tool to find a service, not a person, so your gig will be more successful. So they clearly chucked out everything else, like the actual helpful hint. What if someone requires something other than what I have listed in my gigs?
So much of this information is out of order. Why is this up here if it's actually the headers down here?
So this is, I guarantee, something I was doing when I was just talking. I mixed use between I, you, sellers in general. I didn't have a consistent person that I was talking to because I was just riffing. I'm just rambling. But in written format, I really need to be consistent about that. So we're really talking about a little bit of you because I want people to feel invested in the content, that they fit as the reader. They can imagine themselves taking part in this, but also sellers in general, because we want them to be associating themselves with a successful audience. So I definitely don't want to have I, because this hypothetical isn't about me, it's about them. I hate all of these little starters, however, as a result. So, in fact, ideally, a beginner writer strategy that every sentence has one of those little tags at the front. And this whole section should be after the 3 packages because we haven't even discussed the packages yet. I just don't think that I talked about it in this order. It's so weird. Having 3 gig packages are ideal. It would be is, and that's not a good title again. Okay. You can, so weird space at the front, don't like that. Again, you should be customizing the previous option. Again, what? The previous option, what does that mean? Technically, when you create a gig, you can still have it for only those who pay that amount. What? I don't even know if this is worth doing at this point. Like, if I'm gonna post this, it needs to be truly postable. I'm gonna be done editing this, to be honest. I have been doing this for way too long. I'm not actually gonna post this. It would take me so long to really get this to where I'd want it to be. And I've still got all of this to go. Final thoughts. I'm so excited about the concept of Munch. I really like the idea that AI is pulling from creator content. You put in the video link, you already did all the work to create that one type of content, and it's going to repurpose, get it into those bite-sized, munchable little pieces to cross-promote on other platforms, cross-post. The AI has to be selective about what's worth taking out, and I've noticed just in the sections that I've edited that they pull out a lot of information that then makes later sentences not make sense. The other big issue is just random mistakes in extra spacings, punctuation, spelling. Those are small, but I just noticed another one right there. It doesn't make any sense. And I feel like that's one thing that AI should be able to get right. That's just basic grammar. That's just a rule that can be correct. Another problem, I guess, just the continuity. Things are out of order. They're pulling a summary from a section that already happened and it's not actually even relevant to the paragraph afterwards. I think there's a lot of really cool possibility, and I think that if you don't care like I do, is fine. If your assumption is no one's gonna read it, your assumption is it's just for SEO, your assumption is I'm just trying to get content out there and once it picks up then I'll do a better job. Sure, this does it for you. So that's my final thoughts on Munch right now. Like I said, you should check it out if you're interested. I'm personally interested and I think that there's a lot of growth potential here, but right now, AI is still not cutting it for me. Bummer. Oh, my baby's here. All right. Baby says, you are worth so much more than your workload. Let's get back to work.